Welcome to the Dinar Community Channel, your dedicated resource for deep dive analysis and trustworthy updates on global currency developments, especially centered around the Iraqi Dinar IQD, Vietnamese Dong VND, and the unfolding world of global monetary revaluations. Tonight is not just another evening of market chatter or speculative headlines. We're witnessing what could be a historic pivot in the international financial landscape. Signals from the banking sector, movements within institutional portfolios, and whispered confirmations behind high-security doors all point to a seismic shift already in motion. For years, individuals who've held on to currencies like the IQD and VND have done so with patience, hope, and determination, awaiting the moment when distant rumors of revaluation and exclusive contract rates would transform into reality. That moment may now be upon us. Everything we've tracked, economic movements, financial institution behavior, and quiet coordination between nations, suggests the long-awaited transition has begun. If you've stayed informed and held your currency with purpose, now is the time to stay focused and ready. This isn't fiction. It's not hype. It's not just another speculative video. This is a tangible financial moment, potentially the most significant of our generation, for private holders of revaluation-targeted currencies. Across major financial hubs, behind closed institutional walls, critical systems are no longer dormant. Compliance teams, legal departments, and digital infrastructure are now operating at full capacity, preparing for a carefully coordinated value adjustment. If you're holding IQD or VND, you may be closer than ever to converting those holdings into substantial, verifiable wealth. But this isn't a time for rushing. Success will come to those who are calm, prepared, and strategic. Let's talk about one of the most misunderstood and powerful components of this shift, the contract rate. For years, contract rate was a term floated in private chats, forums, and obscure briefings, often dismissed as myth or conspiracy. It was believed these rates were exclusively reserved for governments, elite banking circles, or entities managing large-scale humanitarian initiatives. Private citizens were often told these offers were out of reach. But that belief is quickly becoming outdated. Verified intel from redemption centers in North America, Asia, and Europe confirms that private holders, not just institutions, are being granted access to structured, preferential rates far above public trading levels. These are not rates you'd find on Forex tickers. These are specially negotiated values designed to support global development initiatives and secure economic realignment. These offers are strictly confidential and almost always tied to NDAs, non-disclosure agreements, but they are real and active. So why now? Why is June 2025 the turning point? It's about timing, infrastructure readiness, and long-term global strategy. Revaluations of this magnitude aren't dictated by politics or online chatter. They hinge on synchronized international coordination, technological upgrades, and global liquidity preparation. Over the past 6 months, everything has come into alignment. Iraq's central bank has finalized digital liquidity protocols, triggering mechanisms previously locked behind internal compliance. Vietnam, too, has integrated advanced digital finance platforms with major economies like Japan and South Korea, strengthening the foundation for an accurate currency valuation. Meanwhile, countries previously marginalized in the financial system are now emerging at the forefront of trade alliances, backing their currencies with assets and transparency. We've seen direct evidence. Banks, like Wells Fargo and HSBC, have issued training manuals, protocol documents, and legal procedures focused solely on structured redemptions. These are not hypothetical moves. These materials are generated only when action is imminent. Liquidity is also on the move. Humanitarian funds, dormant for years, are finally being distributed. Banking systems that were previously in a holding pattern are now shifting assets into staging accounts, preparing for final deployment. We've also received legitimate reports of exchange codes being sent to selected clients. These codes are the last piece, what comes before the actual exchange appointment. This isn't media-driven hype. It's a methodical financial event, executed only when every box, logistical, legal, technological, and security, is checked. So, what happens next if you're one of the prepared currency holders? Let's break down what the process looks like. Mass media will not announce these appointments. If you're part of Tier 4B or a vetted group, you'll likely receive private communication, secure email, encrypted text, or a protected link, with instructions. This message will outline where to go, when, and the confidentiality requirements. Your redemption appointment will not happen at a public bank branch. Instead, you'll enter a secure facility designed for privacy and protection. You'll meet with a personal representative. Your physical notes will be examined with advanced equipment to verify authenticity. Damaged or fake notes will be rejected. Then comes rate negotiation. If you qualify for the contract rate, usually based on the volume of currency you hold and the quality of any humanitarian project proposal, you may be offered access to preferred rates. But only under strict NDA agreements. Once a rate is agreed upon and signed, your funds won't be handed over in cash. They'll be placed in structured digital accounts with protection layers, often involving managed release schedules. This isn't for secrecy, it's for financial security, tax clarity, and market stability. You'll leave your appointment with documentation, who you met, the rate agreed upon, and how your funds will be administered. But be aware, confidentiality is critical. Breaching an NDA or leaking sensitive details can result in immediate disqualification. Global financial events of this scale depend on discretion and professionalism. This is a once-in-a-lifetime financial opportunity. Treat it accordingly. And as with any high-stakes event, bad actors are already emerging. Phishing emails, fake redemption websites, scam advisors, all are trying to exploit your anticipation. Be careful. Real notifications will never ask you to send personal data to unsecured portals or pay upfront for access. Legitimate redemption centers don't charge fees to attend appointments or access rates. Avoid anyone promising insider access in exchange for payment. And never sign legal documents related to your exchange outside of verified, secure environments. Know the difference between public rates and private contract rates. Not every holder will qualify for the latter. Most will redeem at public rates, which can still be life-changing, but contract rates require NDAs, volume, and often a humanitarian use plan. And remember, exchanging is just the beginning. After redemption, you must focus on protecting what you've gained. That means setting up legal structures, trusts, foundations, LLCs, to shield your name and assets from exposure or risk. Don't attempt to manage this alone. Work with legal professionals experienced in high net worth strategies. Consult global tax experts. US-based CPAs may not be equipped to handle complex multi-currency portfolios or international asset management. Think long-term. Plan for your family, future generations, and charitable impact. Make your wealth serve a larger purpose. If you've secured a contract rate, you may be asked, or expected, to fund humanitarian efforts. Even if not required, giving back strengthens your legacy. Responsible wealth management is about more than numbers. It's about meaning. Let's be honest. If you're still reading or watching this, you know we've crossed into a new financial chapter. The long-anticipated RV is not just a possibility, it's becoming reality. Emails are going out. Confirmations are happening. Appointments are being scheduled away from public view. If you ever questioned whether this opportunity was real, you now have your answer. But clarity, not hype, is your greatest asset. The winners in this moment are those who stay calm, plan wisely, and act with precision. Don't let emotion sabotage your preparation. You've waited long enough. Tonight, we're no longer speculating, we're executing. If you don't have a plan, make one. If you're unsure, seek guidance from trusted sources. Above all, remember, this opportunity isn't automatic. It requires informed, deliberate action. With integrity and discipline, you can step into a future defined by abundance, purpose, and security. History is unfolding, now. What you do in the next few hours and days will determine how you participate in it. Stay alert, stay focused, step forward with confidence. Like and subscribe for more videos.